Economic Development Authority.
Yes, good evening. I'll first start by taking roll. Eidbo?
Here.
Tamish?
Here.
Kaiser?
Here.
Unissa Rosen?
Here.
Adams?
Here.
Budashevsky?
Here.
Cummings?
Here.
We have a quorum.
We're now approving the minutes from the October 17th regular meeting. Jim?
I move approval of the October 17th regular meetings minutes.
John?
I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carries. Public hearing considering a resolution authorizing the sale of 4824 56th Avenue North to Noberg Homes. You want to take
Yes.
this, Dan?
Yes, as you said, this is a public hearing to authorize a lot sale to Noberg Homes for the property at 4824 56th. Here is a recent aerial photo of the property. It's on the curve at Orchard and 56th. Noberg Homes submitted a proposal to build a single-family home with an attached ADU at this address. Most of you are pretty familiar with Noberg, I think. They've purchased many lots from the city in the last several years. The EDA lot is adjacent, as you might recall, to a former gas station. There is no known soil contamination on the property, but the purchase agreement will provide for costs that can only be discovered during excavation. So we have had environmental review done, but there's a possibility that there might be something there that wasn't discovered. We are establishing an escrow of $7,500, which will be established for these unknowable expenses up to be covered. And if that number gets exceeded, then Noberg will have the option to continue the project at their own expense, or they can sell the lot back to the EDA. So here is a description of the Noberg proposal. Just a few weeks ago, you gave preliminary approval to this, of course, and the floor plan has not changed one bit since that time, so it's the same floor plan. I don't know if you want me to go through this, I can, but it's two different units, the ADU and then the home, on two different levels. It's a basement and then an upper level with attached garages. There'll be 4 stalls, 3 for the home and then 1 for the ADU. The home will have a finished basement. The ADU will be built on slab. Here is the site plan. This has been modified slightly since you last saw this. What has been changed is that the home has been pushed back somewhat from 30 feet to 40 feet away from 56th. And then it also has been pushed to the west 3 feet away from the former gas station, the barber shop that's there. The other addition here is just showing the proposed driveway off of 56th. And I noted here that we've asked them to provide a turnaround space because this is a very busy road. And also this is on a curve. So there's been times when I've visited the property and you have to really watch what you're doing. So this is a turnaround space that will be added to the driveway for that reason. So cars won't be backing up onto 56th. There are currently 2 curb cuts on the property right now, and they're going to apply for a permit from Hennepin County because this is a county road, and they will remove the 2 existing curb cuts and they will consolidate them into one, which will be roughly aligning with Perry Avenue, which is just across 56th. So here is the main floor. As I said, up there in the corner, you can see the ADU. It will have a living, dining, kitchen, 1 bedroom, 3/4 bath, laundry, and then of course the 1-car garage, which is shown as Unit B there on this plan. And then it's kind of hard to see the bottom there. Is there any way to lift?
Can, but it might go south for you until we shot.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so for the home itself, the single-family home on this level will have a kitchen, dining room, living room, 3 bedrooms, and then 1 bath. And then, there we go. And then this is the lower level. So for the single-family home, there will be a finished family room, 2 bedrooms, and then 2 3/4 baths. Here is the top here is the front elevation facing 56 with the 4 stalls. And then the bottom is what it'll look from the north, if you're looking from the north. I'm sorry, the rear of the property. And then here is the north, looking from the barber shop. And then the south elevation is looking from the fourplex. It's located just south of there. So tonight, you're being asked to hold a public hearing and then consider a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing the sale to Noberg Homes for $100,000. If the resolution is adopted, then Noberg intends to close on the lot as soon as possible and begin construction this year. In fact, they have already submitted their building permit application and building plans for us to start reviewing. So I'm available for questions if you have any.
Forrest?
I know I'd asked this last time, but since they've submitted some plans, any tree plantings or any information on that?
We do require, as part of the it was part of the original RFP. If I recall, they have to plant 2 trees in the front, and then one large, 1 small in the front, and then one large in the back. So I think it's 3 trees that they have to plant, if I remember correctly.
And is that in the purchase agreement too?
Yes,
okay.
it'll be part of an attachment to the purchase agreement, and it's also in the building permit comments as well that they have to do that. So So before we issue the CO, we make sure that those things are done.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Be interested to see what they plant.
I'm curious, do you ever, excuse me,
Go ahead.
sorry about that. Madam Chair and Dan, the question is, do you ever give any guidance as to where the sewer is and where they might want to stay away from planting a big shade tree? Do you ever have that conversation?
I don't know if the building official or Public Works does.
When they call for locates for the tree, that's usually when we flag, when that'll get caught, when we're marking where the sewer is, and I go, hey, you want to put this tree right over it. It's usually when that conversation would take place.
And make sure you
Cheat that a little bit that way.
Okay. And so that's required for them to get a locate? I didn't realize.
Anytime you dig, you have to, one call, you have to call. I mean,
Okay, cool.
hopefully
Thank
they
you.
do. Please do if you, call.
Go for state 1 call.
David?
My other thought, and part on the tree thing too, on like that southeast corner, is it pretty easy to see around there when they're pulling out? Because I too have had a similar issue there. I pulled out at that gas station like a long time ago and almost got hit. It's a pretty tough corner, people come
Yeah.
fast. How is that angle there? And I hope they wouldn't plant a tree there or something to kind of block that view, because it's a tricky corner.
Yeah. I know there are some tall, almost like some sort of a vegetation and hedge or something along the property line between our lot and the barber shop. I'm not sure where they are. But you can kind of see them in the, kind of clouded out there. But we can make sure that they don't plant in that area so it blocks sight lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just be aware of that sight line there, like you said. And,
Yeah.
I've experienced too. It can be very dicey on that corner.
Yeah, those cars come whipping around there. I've experienced that quite a few times. So.
Any other questions? Now open the public hearing on this. Any public comments? I'll close the public hearing. We're looking for a motion. Tracy?
Make a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing the sale of 4824 56th Avenue North to Noberg Homes.
Second, John?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Are we looking for a property status update? Is that from you, Dan?
I could try. I don't. John didn't before he left. We forgot to touch base on that.
John did provide one to me.
Okay.
And I can provide to the council, and I
Thank you.
did,
Hands off.
recently did email that to the council, the list, so if you have any other questions, please feel free to follow up. The 5240 apartments, the top floor, which is the 4th floor, is currently being framed, and the developer expects to have the roof on before winter. So summer 24 is the expected completion date. The commercial remodeling going on, 99 Willow Bend, which is the former Aloro space. Tequila Town did receive their final approval from Hennepin County, and they plan to officially open this week. This week, they're opening, but they're not having their ribbon cutting yet. They are planning a ribbon cutting on Monday. I believe that is we'll get the far, but it's, I want to say it's at 10:30, and all the officials are invited on Monday, November 13th. The 5600 West Broadway, which is the former Half Price Books space, Wells Fargo is remodeling the space right now, and they are going to turn that into a branch, including a lobby ATM. There won't be a drive-through. Still, there's no indication about the existing branch, what their plans are for that. So we're waiting to find out that, but staff has told them it could be a great redevelopment site for mixed use or multifamily residential. 5586 West Broadway, which is the former Down in the Valley space. The USF-AAF is remodeling the space into a financial services office. And 3600 Douglas Drive, which is a former Pizza Hut, as we all know, the wine thief, that is coming along. The building addition is complete. The exterior is complete, and they're doing the interior finishing right now. Their anticipated opening is before Christmas. So their facade improvements are part of the December 15th completion deadline. So we're waiting more details on that. But that is, they're under the gun, but they're working hard on that. New residential properties, 4741 Welcome, which is the 4-unit building on the EDA lot. The first floor framing is largely complete. They're going to be starting on the 2nd floor soon. 6505 31st. New home construction is underway, and it's listed for sale at $474,900. And then 3949 Douglas Drive, a new home construction permit has been ready to issue since October, but the builder hasn't picked it up yet. So we're not sure what their plans are. It's not an EDA lot, but we're waiting for that permit to be picked up. So
All right.
any questions on any of those that we can try to field? Otherwise, I did email these out.
Oh, I was just gonna say, any update on the property in this little strip mall over there on 42nd?
Yes, I did ask about that after the last council meeting.
Yeah.
And the fire person went in there, and also I think the building official was involved as well. And they just said there was nothing going on. So
Oh, they just gutted it?
I think they
probably.
just covered over the windows for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they went in there and they said there was nothing going on. So that's the report that I got back.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a little strange, but yeah, they went in there.
Sounds good, thank you.
Yes.
Just one other property update. So regarding some of the THC compliance, we have been initiating some administrative enforcement on a couple of the properties. So letters have been sent out. We've been communicating back and forth. As of today, we were notified that there are no product on the floor being sold, but we've already had to go back a couple times. So.
But they have signage.
Yeah.
The one that is signage, they don't have licenses, and so
But they can't.
they're saying
but-
so they can't advertise if they have a license, but they can advertise without a license. But we were told that they're not selling.
Did
So,
somebody walk in there? No?
not to the
Okay.
the one on 42nd, Tobacco 18. So, but we have begun that. We've been Chrissy John Sutter and I have been working on the enforcement process because it is new and different than alcohol and tobacco. So it's kind of a mixture.
What about the one on 36 by Cub? Have you looked at that tobacco shop at all?
Is that mini grocery? Which
That's the one over by the
By the
Taco Riendo. In that, and it's it Papa Murphy's still there? Yeah,
Yep.
it's in there. They advertise as well.
And they're.
And they're right next
by
to
the
the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would not be
Eligible.
eligible, because we know that the Cub Liquor had inquired about applying, and we had informed them that they are within that buffer, so they wouldn't be eligible. But we will follow up on the one on 36th.
Is there a plan to do any like rolling checks at these or not?
That's what we're still working out. It's, right now, we've sent out additional letters to everybody, informing them again, providing the information that, so we're kind of taking an educational approach at first. But we have had, specifically with the one liquor store that we were notified, and we witnessed it, so we had to follow up with that, and it's now, we've been told it's been removed. That was as of today. So we're still trying to figure out how the random checks, because there's an issue of
Licensing.
go in, well, there's a licensing, but to go in and just randomly check, that's a little more complicated than like our alcohol and tobacco compliance. So
Okay.
staff is still.
It's just, I just want to make sure that whatever it is, it's uniform so that there's not some businesses that are, you know, yeah.
Well, and if we receive any notifications or reports, then we obviously go and investigate that. So.
Thank you.
Any other business? Looking for a motion to adjourn. John?
So moved.
David?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposite? Nay? Motion carries.